As a foreigner in the Philippines, you will certainly need a firm dose of assertiveness to say no to the never-ending money requests. Does that mean you have to be stingy? Not at all. You just have to find the right balance between generosity and protecting your hard-earned savings. Welcome to another episode of OR11 Revisited. Most of us have grown up in a first world country. And even if we were not rich by local standards, we had a roof over our head. We had food on the table. The rest we had to work for, and most of us worked hard to be able to afford some extra luxury. And then we went to the Philippines and suffered a culture shock. We saw a kind of poverty that is hard to find in the West. It touched our heart and we felt we had to do something about it. We started helping poor people, but after a while we came to the conclusion we couldn't help everyone, and we had to start making choices. Who are we going to help? The relatives of our significant other? Our friends? Our neighbors? It's a hard choice to make, and it is even harder to decide what we will help them with and what not. What I have learned, not only from my own experience, but also from watching other vloggers, is that the money-begging attitude of Filipinos is a cultural thing. It is not limited to the homeless who beg for a few coins so they can buy something to eat. Even Filipinos who lead an average lifestyle will beg for money, especially if you are a foreigner and therefore considered rich. If you are married to or living with a Filipina, you will encounter requests for family support. Some of you will tell me that their wife's family never asked for a single thing, and I'm happy for them. But most of you will know exactly what I'm talking about. When I was still married to my ex-Filipina wife, I built a house big enough to accommodate her entire family. Big mistake. I bought cars, motorcycles, paid for medical expenses, etc. If you add all that up, it runs in the millions of pesos. As a matter of fact, I lost so much money on this empathic behavior that I dare say I have been charitable enough to last a lifetime. And even if I never give anybody one more peso, I will have done more than my share to relieve poverty. Does that mean that I will never help poor people anymore? Of course not. But I have moderated my charity spendings considerably, and donations have become the exception rather than the rule. And then the big question is, when do I give money and when do I say no? After the break, we will look at a few things that may help you make such a decision. Hey, you are still watching. Does that mean you like this video? Because if you do, why not give me a thumbs up? Or even better, subscribe if you haven't done so already. You know it is free. And if you'd like to share your thoughts or experiences, that's what the comment section is for. But please keep it constructive. And now, without further ado, I will let you continue watching. If you want to help your Filipinas family, that's fine. But the decision is yours to make. Not your wife's, and certainly not her family's. And once you are integrated into the local community, it will no longer be just the family who are holding out their hand. The more friends you make among the locals, the more money requests you will get. The best thing to do is to decide on a percentage of your budget that you are willing to spend on helping others, and stick to that. But then the question still remains, which requests will you consider and which will you decline? Are you willing to buy motorcycles for your brothers-in-law, get your nephew a new smartphone, or set up some relative in a local business which has 90% chance of failing anyway? You decide. And how about the so-called emergencies? Are they genuine or made up? And even if an emergency is real, you must realize that all these families have regular emergencies. Someone may lose his job, his wife may need surgery, and his grandmother may pass away, all in the same year. Are you going to reach for your wallet for every emergency? If you are really wealthy, you may want to do that. But if you are living on a budget, as most expats are, you have to set boundaries. Beware of repetitive money begging by the same people. If you give them money once, they will be back for more, because they have now found an easy source of income, one that they don't have to work for. Sometimes people will ask you for a loan, but that loan will rarely be repaid. And that's not always because these people have malicious intent in the first place. Much more often it is because they simply earn too little to be able to pay you back. They may agree to pay you back 1,000 pesos every month, and the first month they may pay you. But the second month they have to repair their motorcycle. The third month they have to buy medicine for their baby. The fourth month their father is in hospital, and repaying you will become their last priority. Therefore, never give them more money than you can afford to lose. It's better to give them a small amount that they may keep than to lend them amounts that they will never be able to pay back. The fact that most Filipinos have to work for small salaries is only one of the reasons why they are always short of money. A much more significant reason is that they don't know how to handle the little money that they do have. They lack foresight. If they have money today, they will spend it. If they don't have money tomorrow, they will cross that bridge when they come to it. If you give an average Filipino 10,000 pesos, he will spend 10,000 pesos. And if you give him 100,000 pesos, he will spend 100,000 pesos. And when 3 months later his father dies, he will have no money to pay for the funeral. And until that mentality changes, you will always feel that you are filling a bottomless pit. I will still help the people who are dear to me when it's for a good cause. And I will decide for myself what does and doesn't fall under that category. In the episode Baby Needs Surgery, I told you how I donated to very close friends to help them with a life-changing surgery of their baby. I consider that a worthy cause, but for most other money requests, my default answer is no. I have learned my lessons from the past, and I will no longer allow my empathic nature to get the better of me. Rather than giving people money, I will help them with advice on how to earn money or save money, so they no longer depend on handouts. And if they are smart, they will take that advice, and if they don't, it's out of my hands. I will end this episode with 2 quotes of the famous Warren Buffett. Don't save the money that is left after spending, but spend the money that is left after saving. I know, this is easy if you have a handsome salary, but much more difficult if you just earn enough to pay for the bare necessities. Still, there are quite a few Filipinos who earn enough to do so, if only they are willing to live within their means. The second quote may be more recognizable to Filipinos. If you are buying things you don't need, you will soon be selling things you do need. If you like watching Ormoc Revisited, you may also fancy my other series, 7 Amazing Tales of the Philippines and the Expat Files. Or maybe you are more interested in my videos about Europe. You can find all of these on Homebase Belgium. Be happy, stay healthy and enjoy life.